What's up? Wednesday. It's a Wednesday. It is the holiday season. And just like holiday seasons, it can be rough ones, right? I don't look. It's not all yeah.
That's not a typical. It's not a typical thing you see Coach Desi have in front of her. Mine is, but what that goes to show you what the holidays are for working moms when there's only 4 weeks between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Facts. First of all, thanks for joining us live. Thanks for all of your support this season. It is wrapping up. We are at week 16 already. Crazy times. I think I'm just going to start with, Dana's in the house. What up, dude? Hey. Oh, it's Gabe. Wait.
We can't find our other laptop, I think, is what happened. We've lost a laptop because...
Yeah.
Because doesn't everybody lose a laptop? The laptop is missing, so he's using, the phone even. So apparently we're missing 2 laptops. I don't know.
Very nice. So let's chat. Whoa, that's not going to work.
You can start with that part.
Oh, let's do this first. Here we go. Look at that. There we go. I figured it out. Okay, so let's start with, I'll just go take this Band-Aid off. The hot mess that was Thursday Night Football was super disappointing. I can't even explain to you. Okay, let me start with the positive. Dre Greenlaw was freaking everything I needed his return to be. Like, it was electric. I had goosies. I was set and ready to go. It was amazing. The way he lit up that defense. We were shutting it down. The Rams did not score a single touchdown, which is incredible coming off the game against the Bills, right? High scoring game, 40 plus points. We were able to shut them down. And then what had happened was a couple of things went really left. Brock didn't have his best game, but really Dre Greenlaw came out. He's limping. I'm having a slight TIA at home in my couch, like freaking out. Like, what's happening? They were saying knee. I don't know. I didn't like the level of limp that he had going on. And then his replacement was supposed to be Campbell.
Right.
And yeah, did you know that you could just say, I don't want to play today in the NFL?
I believe the result was that he could not actually say that. Similar to earlier in the season when you say, I'm just tired and I need a break. Those things don't go well. And then, same thing if you went to work and was like, I'm good for today. You got this.
You
tap out like that.
You play a game for a living. And then you just decide, I don't want a game today. I'm not going to do it. I could not believe this. At the end of the game, it was like they were being interviewed. Kyle Shanahan was being interviewed at the end of the game. He was like, what happened to Devondre Campbell? And he was like, he didn't want to play. I was like, what? Because they were like, we saw him go, leave the field early. He's like, yeah, third quarter. Like, you left the game in the third quarter. Like, remember, who was it? Antonio Brown? When he was on the Bucs, and he was just like, peace out. But it was the end of the game, right? Or even I think this year, there was a player, was it the Raiders? Somebody was just like, I'm out, like left early, was just like, I'm done. No, it was Cowboys. It was the Cowboys. It was who's their big D guy? Defensive lineman. The one who has his podcast.
There's been several that have walked out. Now that we're talking about this, because there was a guy on Buffalo too who retired at halftime a few years ago.
At halftime.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember
that. Come back after halftime. Yes. Oh yeah. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it.
Yes, I need to know that. But I know that yeah. So he just like basically was like, yeah, I'm good. But it wasn't just that he was good. We didn't have anybody else to go in, friend. Like we had Flanagan Fowles who was in there, but like, and we had Fred Warner, and that was like our entire linebacker group. Everybody else was injured, couldn't go in, or just decided they were going to take a vacation early. Like their season was just going to end early. So
it was Vontae Davis, by the way.
Okay.
Vontae Davis.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I can't explain it because I don't know what I tweeted days later because I was like, okay, guys, I'm just trying to wrap my head around this. And the best I can think of is like, holy shit, Dre just came back from an Achilles tendon repair and he was all about it. He came with the energy. He came with the plays, big play Dre. He was doing his thing. Defense was lighting up. And you just say, yeah, like now you have to step in. That's like Mariah Carey coming out and like belting this beautiful ballad. And then I'm the after. Like I have to go. It's like, nah, I'm good. Like that.
And they still didn't. And they still, yeah.
But also I don't get paid to karaoke after Mariah Carey, right? So, I mean, at the end of the day, he didn't do his job. And now the 49ers are being petty, and I'm here for it. They're basically like, yep, we're going to just go ahead and put you on suspension for 3 games. So now he can't leave and go to another team, which, by the way, which other team would want a player like that? Not sure. Maybe there's somebody out there desperate enough.
But I do think that was the smartest option, right? Like to not give anybody the option to, and not give him the option to get away with it, right? Because part of that is then he gets away with it and moves on.
100%. They done cleaned his locker room, their locker out. They were like, bye, Felicia. Don't let the door hit you in the butt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So when that whole debacle happened, as soon as Dre stepped off the field, it was like the air just got sucked out of the room. I mean, just the whole game looked so different. And it was like, all right, bruh, here it is. We're gonna take an L here.
Right. This is what we got now.
Once Brock threw that interception, it was done. It was like, all right, well, that's it. I guess we'll look at the playoff picture without my 49ers in it. But I'm not going to drown in sorrow over it because I feel like this season was doomed from preseason, right? Like Christian McCaffrey's Achilles started in preseason. Ricky Pearsall's chest shot, like gunshot to the chest.
It's been an ugly season for you guys. It has just been. And then all the pieces, Desi. Like that's what I kept saying. Like it's just not. Some years you just have to take a knee, wave the white flag, and reconvene, right? Like sometimes you just have to step away for a minute.
Yeah. So anyway, that was my crap.
Yes. Oh, so my sister let us know about Davis. The one who stepped off of our team.
Okay. He was a first-round draft pick, 25th overall out of Illinois in 2009 by the Dolphins. Played with the Dolphins for a couple years, then went to the Colts for 5 years, and then was with the Bills in 2018. He was in 2 Pro Bowls, and he retired at halftime of the Bills. Week 2. Oh, my gosh, week 2. You're like, nah, I'm not doing this. I'm done.
And I believe that he had signed, I think it was just a 1-year contract that he signed, right? So we had signed him for just that one season, and he didn't make it 2 whole games.
That was it. Toast. So
guess I should have retired last year, right? But whatever.
I mean, I know. And so, yeah, they're saying, speaking of retirement, I'm still worried about Trent Williams. I was worried about this season for him. I have even bigger worries for him next year. He's has been out with an ankle injury that, and he's still mentally probably trying to deal with everything that's happening in his, in his family life. But what I can say is I just read somewhere that it looks like he may be out for the rest of the season with his ankle, which there's not much of our season left, so it's probably okay. But I'm just going to say this. I'm going to say, like, at this point, we will rest up. We will come back. We've got pieces to build a successful season next year. Brock Purdy is looking at, we got to see what's going to happen with that. He's supposed to sign his deal between now and then. And I'm telling you, I'm seeing reports left and right of like, they should get rid of him. They should keep him. He's fine. Shouldn't pay him this. He should work this. And guess who they're comparing him to, Beth? They're like,
Share.
He's not Josh Allen, so we shouldn't pay him. And I'm like, bruh, nobody's Josh Allen. There's only one Josh Allen. So what a segue to talk about your amazing game against the Lions. Take it away, sis.
Well, Josh Allen also isn't getting paid Josh Allen money. So there's going to be a contract in the works, I believe, during the offseason for him, because I believe he's one of the lowest paid quarterbacks currently. I think he's still on his rookie contract or something. It's something crazy low right now. So in any case, he deserves a whole lot more. It was so good.
So good.
I wish I didn't plan. I have a button that says "Go Bills," and I should have brought it. I'll bring it for our next one.
Yes.
It was so much fun to watch. Every week he does amazing things. We started off with, who starts off with their quarterback getting 2 rushing touchdowns? Our first 2 touchdowns were rushing touchdowns by Josh Allen. He did a chest pass during the game to one of our players. Kudos to our offensive line. He had more time in the pocket this week than I think he's ever had all season, maybe all career. Constantly he was back to back, having 3-5 seconds in the pocket, longer than anybody else. He did an amazing job. The rest of our team did great as well, but it really was a Josh Allen game. He had over 70 yards rushing. James Cook finally had a good game. It was a great season, or a great game. Our defense showed back up for the first time in a long time. We had Ed Oliver was back. He had not been playing well at all, but he finally had a great game. There was a fumble near the end of the game. There was Detroit had 2 onside kicks.
2 onside kicks, and your shoeless wonder.
And our Matt Collins caught that. He's like 6'7". He's got to be huge. He's a huge dude. Caught that, ran it back. It just was one amazing play after another. Our defense probably could have played a little bit better, but I'm not going to complain. We've got plenty of time to fix all that. And Detroit, it was a good game. We were watching with friends that are Detroit fans, and she was like, this is not what I thought was going to happen during this game. This was not our plan. So it became quite contentious. I just kept making drinks. We were drinking Allentown and Lion's Tails from our cocktails that we've done in the past. So we kept everybody happy with that. But past that, I had to be very polite and cordial by the end of the game, because it was pretty nice.
Yeah, I'll say.
Unfortunately, there were tons of injuries on Detroit, which I figured that was probably where you were headed next. But that was it was. They had a rough game, and they've had a rough season with their, especially defensive injuries. But
yeah, so let's get into that. Okay, so full disclosure, guys. Like I said, tis the holiday season. It's been a lot going on, so I don't have all of the wonderful images that I usually have. But there's a couple of injuries, bad injuries that the Lions sustained during this game. And I think I saw an image on ESPN that showed that they actually had 16 injuries, and I believe it was all on the defensive side of the ball. Holy cow.
Yeah, I think that's accurate. I saw that as well. I'm not 100% sure how true that is, but that's insane if that's accurate.
And honestly, Laura, if you're watching, we were going to have her on, but she done already got ready for bed. But if she's watching, girl, and any Lions fans out there, please know that I'm rooting for you. Now I've got no team that's going to be in the postseason. I'm obviously going to root for the Bills, but I will say it's going to be a tough road through the playoffs with 16 missing people on your defense. And this game against the Bills was like
there were four huge injuries, and are all four of them out now? I know at least two of them are out for the season.
Well, Carlton Davis, he injured his jaw. So he took a shot to the left side of the helmet and was out for a play. In the second quarter, the video showed that he had a blow to the left side of his head again, and they were checking his jaw. I don't know what the update was to that, but I do know he had a jaw injury. Then you had David Montgomery, who had injury to his knee. And then the tough one was Khalil Dorsey, right in the red zone. I think he ran into his own player. And I looked back at it, and you and I were texting back and forth about the injury. And what they reported after the game was that it's a right tib fib fracture near the ankle. So
who called that? Who called that in the game?
I think we both did, because you said tib fib and I said ankle, right? So we both.
I guess.
I mean, it was a tib fib, but it was closer to what we call the distal 1/3. So when we talk about injuries of the lower leg, that's your tibia and fibula, which is the bones that connect the knee to the ankle. You break those up in thirds. So you have the proximal 1/3, which is the 1/3 of the area closest to the knee. And you have the middle 1/3, and then you have the distal 1/3, which is the 1/3 that's closest to the ankle. And that is likely where that injury was. So they carted him off. He was an air cast that went off the field. I kind of thought maybe there'd be a dislocation there. So when you have a fracture of the ankle there, you can have a dislocation because you can have disruption of what they call the mortise. So if you think of, this is kind of how I tell people to think about the lower leg. Think of putting two chopsticks around a sushi roll, right? So the two chopsticks is your tibia and your fibula, and the sushi roll is your talus. So that's what makes up your mortise. Your mortal shift is the connection between that talus and the tibia and fibula, really mostly the tibia. So if you have disruption of that, you can dislocate that ankle rather easily, especially if they're with both bones compromised. So he's out for sure.
It's ugly. Whatever it is, he's out for a hot minute.
Oh man, that slow-mo of the video, you could definitely see the flailing
everything moving the wrong way.
Yeah. So it was bad. So Terrion Arnold, he passed concussion evaluation. And Brian Branch that had a right upper leg strain. I mean, they just had multiple injuries. So, and I feel like it was the knee. Wasn't it the David Montgomery? I think it was it MCL or?
MCL, yeah.
Was it? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, poor Lions, man. I don't know. I think obviously, I think the postseason looks good in terms of making it, but when your defense is that compromised, and they say defense wins championships, I don't know. Because if you look at the NFC, I mean, you got the Eagles, you got the Green Bay Packers. And the Packers are pretty healthy. I think the Eagles are pretty healthy. So it's going to be an interesting look to the playoffs here. Speaking of which, let's chat about it. The playoff picture as it stands right now, we know that Buffalo's already clinched their division.
Wait, you're good.
Well, my screen is getting jacked up here. Actually, before we jump to that, let's do this. Let's chat. Fibula is in the leg. Yes, it's the lower part of the leg, Gabe. You got it. All right, so here, let's do this first. Let's go into our cocktail mocktail of the week.
Yes!
Yes!
Because it's that time of the week.
It sure is. So we're going to go over the cocktail first. Show us what you got, Beth.
We have an espresso martini this week for all those who need to drink while they're wrapping Christmas presents and baking cookies, because we're all up super late. So the drink this week is the 12th Man Martini. it is for Seattle Seahawks, right? So Seattle is known for their coffee. They make great coffee. They pride themselves on all the coffee shops, all of that nature. And 12th Man is what Seattle is known for, how loud their stadium is, one of the hardest stadiums to win in because of the volume. So that is our martini, our cocktail for the week.
All right, and moving right along to the mocktail.
Is Gino's Joe. So this is it is still a coffee mocktail. It is a shot of espresso and tonic water, so that it mellows it out a little bit. And it is a great, refreshing, easy to drink mocktail that continues with the coffee theme and caffeine theme.
Perfect. Sounds good. All right. So talk to me about, all right. So here's who's already clinched. We've got the AFC West is already on lock from the Chiefs. We've got the AFC East, the Bills.
It is not on lock. It is not on lock because they have several hard games coming up with a quarterback who is week to week.
Man, look, now that you've said that, now she's going to make me go to
pause.
The so here,
let's pause for a
second.
We're
gonna pull this moments because I happen to work with somebody who is a Chiefs fan, and I give them grief every chance I can. But right now, this is what I posted on their computer this week. It's a picture of Forrest Gump with Patrick Mahomes' face over the body when Forrest Gump was in his leg braces. And he's seeing the pediatrician, and it's just so funny. I hate what they did to the mom's face because it's basically his face again on the mom's face.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
It's too much. And it says, "Don't
I missed
worry."
that. That's unfortunate.
It says, "Don't worry, Chiefs fans. He will be running everywhere soon." Do you recall? I believe it was it was in the playoffs. I can't remember if it was last year or the year before. He sprained his ankle. They tried to sit him out, and he basically was like, he was on one leg. He hopped around on one leg, Beth, and still got the ball off. I think it went into Travis Kelce's hands. Like, I don't think it's going to be a problem. And I think they have a 2-game lead. So, okay, so he misses one. He's not going to miss a game. Let's be real. Like, there's no way. They're saying it's day to day. I don't know. I don't think he's going to miss a game. But if he does, they could miss a game. And then they still have a comfortable-ish lead. I mean, you really
do they?
I mean,
we have 3 games left.
And they can lose
there's a
2
2-game lead. If they lose one game and we win all 3 and we have beaten them already, what does that mean?
Oh no, you guys definitely, if there's a tie, like you're talking about the number 1 spot. Yeah. But I'm talking about they're in their division.
Oh, yes. No, they're safe in their division.
Yeah, I was like, what?
I thought we were talking about the number 1 spot. I was like, hold up, because that's still up for grabs.
Sorry to all those who are watching. My girl is having alcohol and caffeine at the same time, and we're seeing the result in live. So the Chiefs are first in the AFC West, clinched. Bills are the number 1 in the AFC East. Steelers are currently AFC North lead, and the Texans lead the AFC South. Okay. Then in the hunt are the Ravens. They look very promising. Current chances is 99% that they're going to make the playoffs. So I'm not terribly concerned about the Ravens. The Broncos currently have a 92% chance. And then you have the Chargers, who's at 87% chance. If they lose, it drops down to 73%. So that's what the AFC. On the bubble are the Colts. They are 6-8, and they currently have 11% chance of making it. If they lose, they have a 1% chance. And then, oh, girl, it's not likely that the Dolphins or the Bengals are going to make it. Although it's Dolphins 6% chance, Bengals 5% chance. But if either one of them loses, it's less than a 1% chance. So that's kind of what the AFC is looking like. The NFC, the Lions have the NFC North. The Eagles have the NFC East, which I did not see coming. Vikings are
Vikings. I was looking at this earlier.
They're second in the NFC North
currently, but with the issues happening, no, they're tied now, aren't they? They're tied with Detroit now.
Okay.
I mean, they're still second, but they're tied 12-2.
Yes, they're both 12-2, but I believe the Lions have the edge because didn't they beat the Vikings when they played earlier this year?
Yeah, it's just that one is still up in the air because of the end of the season for both of them. Detroit has a pretty rough schedule.
Okay. All right. Well, that's what the NFC looks like in the hunt.
And I think one of their last games is against each other.
Correct.
Yeah.
Let's look at in the hunt because this is very fascinating. The Bucs are sneaking up, right? Currently 83% chance to make the playoffs. If with a win, that'll jump to 93%.
Can I just say, like, because this happened last year too.
It did.
Like the same thing. Like that division, man, has so
trash. It's a trash division, but
yes. But I'm happy for Sherry. Like,
yes, sorry,
I'm glad
girl,
you said it and not me. Because I was like, how did that happen again? I mean, best of the worst over there.
There you go. The Rams currently have a 57% chance. With a win, it goes up to 65%. With a loss, 43%. The Packers are pretty much guaranteed to make it. They have a 99% chance. And I mean, even if they lose, it's a 98% chance. So their chances are pretty good. Commanders, look at that with the rookie quarterback. And Jane Daniels it's currently an 84% chance. This is phenomenal. Like, think about where the Commanders
really
were
cool.
a year ago, right? Like, they really did a complete overhaul without the coach. They got new management. Like, they have just turned it around in one season. This is phenomenal. Good job to the Washington Commanders. And then on the bubble, you got the Seahawks. Currently 34% chance, but Geno Smith is down, right? Like, so and they got to play Minnesota. So I mean, if they lose,
that's a hard one.
Yeah,
that's a hard one.
It's only then their chances significantly drop. But then you've got the Falcons, unbelievable. Like, they're on the bubble, crazy. But they're 7-7. Currently, they're at 31%. And they've got
how they're even in the race right now is shocking to me. How poorly they've played. It's been ugly.
You know what's crazy? They have a better chance than the 49ers. Just so wild. It's so wild to me. All right, Arizona Cardinals have 11% chance. With a win, it goes up to 16. A loss, they're 3%. And for the love of God, why this is even shown on here, the Niners, the Cowboys, and the Saints. Like, if you'd have told me that these three teams would be in the same sentence with the same percent chance of making it to the playoffs, I would have laughed in your face at the beginning of the season. But here we are, friends. This is where we are. Less than 1% chance. I don't even think it's worth saying.
Okay. It's okay.
You know, we're kind of in like Joe Burrow. I feel like I want to go back to this. What did we say in the beginning?
Your Bills sweatshirt is in the mail. I'll be sure to send that Bills sweatshirt to you for playoffs.
But didn't we say, like, what did we say? I said I hated the Shanahan mullet. That's got to go before next year. I didn't like the frosted hair thing of
it's
Joe
still
Burrow.
bad. It's still bad. Whatever he's doing still needs to go. It is not 1990. It needs to go. It needs to go.
Right? I feel like there's somebody else in the league whose hair, there's something with the hair. And I was like, see, you've got bad hair too. And this was bad juju for the team, but I can't remember.
And this is what happens
if
you don't care of yourself.
It makes no sense. But
Joe Burrow needs a stylist is what Joe Burrow needs across the board. With all the money that he makes, he needs a stylist.
But I feel like, wasn't he praised for his style for like a long time? Like, I feel like that was the thing, is a lot of people were kind of like, look at his pregame fits. And some of them are all right. And then some of them are like, what did you do?
I feel like he has gone off the deep end right now. I'm not quite sure.
Oh, you know what? We didn't talk about it because we didn't talk last week about the break-ins to his house.
True.
So he had the break-ins to his house, and then post-game, he was quite emotional talking about it because there was a lot of information that came out. There was this model that's on his payroll that was there.
And didn't the model's mom, isn't she the one who there's a whole lot of intertwined things going on in that story.
It's a lot of questions. Not a lot of answers. There's just a lot of questions. I don't know.
And also, how does this model who's on his payroll not tell him not to wear what he's wearing?
Okay, valid. What is she actually getting paid for then?
If you're getting paid and you're a model, you should at least be making sure that he's wearing things appropriate to leave the house in.
Oh, that's amazing.
Isn't that most women's jobs to make sure that their men are dressed appropriately?
It's not my job
situation.
At all. I'll just tell you that's not my
Somebody needs to take that job on for him because it's bad right now.
Did you see the video of, okay, guys, not sorry. I love Josh Allen. He is one of my favorite quarterbacks in the NFL. But honestly, I feel like I want to be BFFs with Lamar Jackson. I feel like he's my spirit animal. Did you see the video of him pulling up his pants as he was running with the football?
Yes. And he told you said why. Do you remember why he was pulling his pants up?
Yes. It was, Rain Blazer 76 said, "Hail to the Skins." All right, now we see you. I'm going to say that. Welcome.
It was, so the reason why he was pulling up his pants, and this goes back to that meme that we showed a while ago, is that he said it was so cold he couldn't tell where his pants were, and he thought he was losing his pants again. So he thought he was losing his pants because it was so cold. And I was like, man, that just fits with that meme of him being bundled up like it was -12 in 50-degree weather.
Can you hear it? When I'm going to play it right now. Hold on.
All right, try.
Wait a minute. I got to get through because it's playing it. All right, here it goes.
We're not getting anything. No go, Desi. We don't hear it.
Oh, dang. All right, let me try changing. Let me see if I share my screen. Maybe you guys can see it and appreciate. Here it is. All right, ready? Here we go. Share. Oh, I gotta play it.
Scramble, I think, in the first half where it looked like you're maybe having to hold up your pants.
All right, so look, they was asking me that, so I'm like, I felt like wind was touching my butt, so I was trying to keep my tights up for real. I feel like the tights just got a little loose or something. I don't know. So I was just trying to keep my pants up, but that's all it was. It was too cold out there.
That poor kid.
Like he said, the wind was on his butt, and he thought his pants were coming down because the wind was so cold on his butt. That is classic. Anyway, and then we were talking about Lamar before, with his mom cussed him out after a game when they had lost because she was like, "You had lanes, you could have ran." He was like, "She was right. She cussed me out." Like, first of all, I could be friends with you and your mama, right? So,
right? You fit in very nicely with that family.
very nicely. So, all right, guys, we're going to move on. We're going to talk about the games coming up this week. There's a lot of them. We're going to start with the game. Since we were talking about Joe Burrow, we're going to talk about the Thursday night game. We've got big time action going in Ohio. We've got the Browns going against the Bengals in Cincinnati. Guys, we both picked the Bengals, but now we just talked about his hair. I will be honest. I was like surprised because we love Jameis. And I was like, I think the Bengals could win this one. It's not like they're traveling far. It's just going from one city to another within the same state. So, but I went with the Bengals, but I feel like I should have gone with the Browns. So let's see if I end up kicking myself in the butt over that one.
Will Jameis play again this week? He got pulled last week. Is he going to still
right.
be? Is he still going to be starting?
That's right. The Jameis.
That's why I didn't pick him, because I was like, man, as much as I love Jameis, I don't know if he's playing or not.
That's wild. I forgot about that. All right. Well, and this next one was a difficult pick because we just talked about this. The Titans are playing the Chiefs. Now, I picked the Chiefs because Arrowhead.
I agree, but Houston has been playing well. And the more times that you did, but I just corrected. I was just going to roll with it and fix it as I went.
It's okay. It's okay.
Clearly, you're not allowed to drink while you do this because you don't understand how to just roll and keep moving.
I did better when I had Benadryl last year. Remember?
Benadryl was a fun one. But I feel like, and you love Houston, so I'm actually surprised that you picked the Chiefs over that. I'm going to say that Mahomes' ankle is more injured than he wants to let on.
I feel like that's accurate. I feel like Carson Wentz, though, is the backup. And as much as, like, he took such a nosedive after the Super Bowl win that he had, and he's very inconsistent, I feel like this is a team he doesn't want to let down. So it'll be interesting. I don't know. Obviously, you guys know I love the Texans, but
clearly we picked opposite teams on this one. We'll see what happens with this
for
game.
sure. Next game.
The next one.
There you go. This will be interesting here. This, I think, might be the game of the week. Steelers, Ravens. Definitely. It's in Baltimore. I'm here for it. I want the Ravens to win. I'm falling in love with Lamar Jackson this year. He's fantastic. He's cracking me up left and right. Steelers, there's some shakiness, right? They took an L last week against Pittsburgh, or against Philly. So they have some things they need to overcome here, and I think they really need this win. And you picked the Steelers, I picked the Ravens. Thoughts?
Yeah, so Buffalo needs the Steelers to win, or we would like the Steelers to win, especially if we remain 2 seed. The way those games would shake out is that we would play the Steelers versus the Ravens, and I would much prefer that lineup than the opposite. So I would like the Steelers to win. I need it for our playoff run.
Okay, there she has spoken. We'll see what happens there. Then we have the Giants playing the Falcons. Gabe has said he wants the Giants to win. He thinks the Giants are going to win. This is like, who's watching this game? I guess Gabe's watching it and Dana's watching it.
We're going to be driving to Buffalo during this game. We won't be watching it.
All right. Got it. I think we both picked the Falcons to win this one. All righty. Carrying on, we have the Cardinals playing in Carolina against the Panthers. This another game that I don't know. We both picked the Cardinals to win. We'll just say that. Then we have the Broncos. I think this is a sneaky good game. Broncos versus Chargers in LA, which the Broncos.
I only picked Chargers because of a home game. I think the Broncos could do it. It's just going to be a matter of what's happening.
I went back and forth on this one. I'll be honest. I ultimately picked the Chargers, so we both agreed on Chargers. Agree with you, though, that it could very easily be the Broncos, too. We'll see how that shakes out. Vikings Seahawks game. I think this was another head scratcher. This one might be interesting. We both ultimately picked the Vikings. Again, Geno Smith being injured. I doubt it'll be. I don't know. I think should be handedly the Vikings. Then we have the Raiders playing the Jaguars in Vegas. Gosh, Max Crosby just had surgery, so this one was kind of like,
This is also going to be a shit show of any game. I mean, but there's no wrong answer.
Yeah.
To that.
Well, we both picked the Raiders, so we'll see. We'll see how that happens. All right, Niners play in Miami against the Dolphins. It's like, who cares? Neither one is making the playoffs. So.
I picked it because Miami's home.
Yeah, and we have to go clear across the country. Our squad's all banged up and jacked up, and
the emotion isn't there for you guys right now. The emotion isn't there for you guys right now.
It is not there. But I don't know how, like, what's with the Dolphins. And am I going to watch this game because do I really want to see Tua get a head injury? I don't know. So this is, I mean, I had to go with my Niners because there's a chance. But, Beth went with the Dolphins, so it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Let's move on. Let's play the
I'm just trying to win. I'm just trying to win, Desi.
Listen,
you won this week again. You won last week again. I'm just trying to win 1 week.
I did.
I won the whole beginning of the season, and now it's all you. So I'm just trying to.
No, let me have this, Beth. Let me have this. There's nothing else I can look forward to. All righty, let's carry on. We both picked the Bucks over the Cowboys in Dallas. Micah Parsons, that's what I was trying to think of earlier. He walked off the field early a couple of games ago. That was what I was thinking of. All right, we both picked the Bucks. All right, carrying on. Patriots are playing your precious Bills in Buffalo. We both picked the Bills. Anything you would like to say about this game in particular?
Go Bills. No, we're gonna win. I mean, I can't say that. We should win. I believe we will. They flexed this game to 4:25 from the 1:00 game. I think it's going to be. They just want to show off Josh Allen because he's going to be the MVP this year.
I was just going to say we have to take a moment. We were supposed to talk about this, so let's indulge in all the things that are Josh Allen. I will tell you what was really impressive is it was on, I think it was on Get Up. Rex Ryan, they announced that Josh Allen is the number one of all quarterbacks who've ever played the game, the best quarterback in the red zone ever. Like, that's huge. That is so huge. And you know what's really fascinating to me? I saw somebody post, and I can't remember the source. I can't remember what they were quoting, but they were saying that Josh Allen is one of the best dual threat quarterbacks. Do you remember probably 6, 7, 8 weeks ago, I posed the question to you. I said, is Josh Allen a dual threat quarterback? Because I was struggling with why his name was never in the conversation when they were talking about dual threat quarterbacks. And I called a friend of mine who is a podcaster and big in the game. And I'll keep his name out, but I asked him, I said, I have a question. It is a burning question. I want to know your opinion. Is Josh Allen a dual threat quarterback? And he wasn't the only one. There was a couple of them that I asked, and their answer was because the Bills do not design plays specifically for him, for his running game, that he's not a dual threat quarterback. And I was like, that's blowing my mind because what I see like the eye test is like, he is the rushing game for the
But he
Bills.
is now. But he is now. And you see that they have designed, now that he has settled in, they have designed so many more running plays for him. And I think I said this last week, that because they're designing plays for him now, he doesn't have to go out and like try and make it happen, right? So he's no longer like, they're letting him be the quarterback that he wants to be and creating the offense around him, right? Whereas before, I feel like he felt like he had to pass. They made the offense around his passing game because he's got such a crazy arm. The rushing and the scrambling and all of that was just pure because it had to happen and it presented itself. We're finally taking the opportunity to use that skill and put it into the game, so it doesn't have to be the one-off and the shit fell down and now we have to fix it, right? So like Josh Allen gets to get that out of his system in a smarter, safer way.
Yeah.
So he's not making stupid decisions elsewhere because he's able to get that in his game. So he can do his designed run play and then know that if he needs to slide or throw it away, it's okay, right?
Right.
So
it's interesting because that's kind of what we said too. I was like, okay, so if that's the mark, why aren't you designing plays specifically for him when you know that he's capable, right? Like if that's what you're seeing on film, imagine if you do make plays. And then the other side of that is like, I grew up in a generation where I watched Randall Cunningham and Michael Vick and all these players be dual threat quarterbacks. Their names come up as dual threat quarterbacks. And the videos you see, it is not a design play for them to run. So again, I'm like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Why? So I am elated to see that he's finally being called a dual threat quarterback, that he is getting the notoriety, because last year I was like, why is his name not more in? Of course, he was throwing a lot more interceptions a different season, but I'm here for it.
But still, his interception rate was not as bad. It gets inflated. It has been in the past. He hasn't given people a whole lot to inflate this year, so that helps.
No, shout out, love.
My sister mentioned that the game is going to be at 4:32, and so hopefully we'll get some reception on the drive up to Buffalo. We'll be listening. We also have Sirius Radio, so I'm sure we'll be able to find it somewhere.
Wait, don't you have YouTube TV?
No.
Oh, you don't?
Mm-mm.
Oh. We'll have maybe you can download it and I'll give you.
Well, I've got another avenue as well.
Okay, I was like, you can that's how I watch some stuff too.
I think we've got another avenue. So we'll either listen to it or it'll be on my phone and another. I don't know. We haven't had to worry about it. I mean, we've got Hulu TV, so there's a chance it'll be on Hulu, which is why they flexed the game anyway, right? So that more people could watch it. So we'll see. I am not concerned that I won't be able to find it in one way, shape, or another.
Nice. All right. So let's move on. We've got the Lions playing the Bears in Chicago. We both picked the Lions. We have the Titans, for real this time, playing the Colts. We both picked the Colts. We have Rams at Jets. Talk about a dumpster fire. The Jets are I can't.
Comic relief. Left, right, and everywhere in between.
What did you send me that I was like, yeah, that's on brand? Was it Jets?
I don't remember. It was a Jets. It was a Jets thing.
Yeah. So anywho, we both picked the Rams.
It was good.
Right? And then we have the Commanders at home against the Eagles. Is it the Eagles? I can't see.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we swapped it.
I think this is going to be one of the games of the week. So here, I'm going to go with boom. I'm calling that one as games of the week. I think Eagles Commanders game is going to be juicy, good fun. So I have the Eagles winning this. You have the Commanders winning this.
It's going to be a good game.
I definitely think it's going to be a good game. All right. Let's see. Moving along to Monday Night Football that no one's going to watch. Saints, Packers. I mean, if you like watching one-sided football games, I think we both picked the Packers. I don't think it's going to be.
It better be a one-sided football game. I can't imagine it being something different.
And it's at Lambeau, right? So.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah.
New Orleans doesn't know what to do with that weather.
Exactly. So I think that's it. We've covered all the games for this week. Guys, we are wrapping it up. And I have to say, our friend Gabe here said, championship podcast, you do the one chip challenge. What is the one chip challenge? Do you know what this is?
Have you not seen it? So one chip challenge, it's like a super spicy hot chip that you have to, it's like, so you have to like eat it and be able to
sustain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Gabe trying to kill me. I love that.
I don't know if that's going to be what we're going to do on this one. We'll see.
All right, guys. Well, that's it for this week. Next Wednesday is Christmas, so we are not going to podcast next week. And then I think the week after that, Wednesday, is New Year's Day. We should be able to pod on New Year's Day.
We can do New Year's Day. We just can't do yeah.
Oh my gosh, we don't have any. I didn't prepare. Oh, wait. Here, we'll do this. Stand by. This is it. We're going to pre-2025 it. Ready?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year's, guys. We'll see you in 2025. Enjoy the games this week and happy football.
Happy football. Go Bills.